Hello, my beautiful creative friends. How are you? I'm Amma, your mindful wellness guide, and I'm here to inspire myself and you to live out our best lives. So today I have a mindfulness meditation sit for you. So we will sit together and focus on our breathing as well as our emotions and our emotional state, and just do some work there. So let's get started. Find yourself a comfortable seat, whether it's on a chair, feeling your feet on the floor, your spine in alignment, and you're upright and awake, or even crossed legs on the floor or on your bed. Just find a comfortable seat. And let's get started then. So I just want to start by asking you, how are you doing today? During the time of this video, it is Friday. It's about 5 p.m. for me on Fridays, so the end of a work week. Even though in this year it's been very different from other years in terms of work, and there's been a lot of people laid off and changes in their work environment. A lot of people are working from home. There is still a lot of stress and there's still a lot of doing, right? So we also still have to remind ourselves to let the week go, to put work aside and pay attention to ourselves, to our relationships, to our home, so that we have a balanced life and we're not just focusing or obsessing on one thing. So it's just a kind reminder of what might be going on for you. When you get off of work, you still might have that work mode and still be multitasking and being on autopilot and certain things that maybe some careers might demand, right? A lot of focus, attention, and constant work. So now is the time to break that pattern and de-stress and just let go of the week. So as I say that, see if you can take a deep breath in and exhale out. You can sigh out, inhale, sigh out. Do a few breaths just like that, intentional breathing in and out. Ideally through the nose, you can sigh out the mouth, or breathing in and out of the nose. And just inviting a sense of relaxation, the possibility of stress reduction, of peace, of calm, and of rest. Just welcoming rest, and if that's possible for you. So noticing your breathing now as you let go of the intentional breathing and just focus on the natural rhythm of your breath in this particular moment. Noticing the breath go in and out, the belly expanding and contracting. Maybe noticing the rise and fall of your chest. And also the sensations of the breath in the nose. So you might want to close your eyes for that and notice where you feel the breath. And in doing this, you also connect to this present moment experience. And you're starting to practice mindfulness. So your mind might drift at any moment because you might have a thought, right? Or an impulse to do something different. You might have a pattern of thinking of past things or future things, right? Or list building. These things, don't worry, are natural for human beings to do. But I'm asking you to remind yourself to come back to this present moment, especially when you're actively practicing mindfulness. It'll happen, but it's a great opportunity to learn and grow and adjust, right? So saying, okay, now I'm thinking of work again. Here I go again. And then bring yourself right back. The breath is a really good place to start. The breath can be your anchor, the place that you come back to, and it's always with you, so you can count on it, right? Just bring yourself back. So breathing exercises, there's many breathing exercises you can do, but just find something that works for you. Another breathing exercise is breathing in for a count of 4 or 5, holding at the top, and then exhaling double count. So you might exhale 8 or 9. So you breathe in for 2, 3, 4, pause, exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause, inhale, and exhale again. Coming right back to this present moment. Good. And how are you doing right at this moment? When you're here present with me and not thinking about future needs or future thinking, right? Obsessing of the future, or past reflection, or what you could have done better, or, again, being obsessive of the past. When you're here with me, how are you doing? So even if the moment is challenging for whatever reason, you're present, you're alive, you're in your body, in your mind, and so much good can stem from being present in this place. Good discernment, good decision making, right? Even the opportunity to welcome peace, love, acceptance, growth, and learning. So this present moment. So speaking of, tell me or tell yourself, how are you doing emotionally? That is something that we don't ask often. We just accept our emotions to be as they are. And we go through life feeling pleasant and unpleasant, happy and sad and angry, or whatever emotions come up, frustrated and fearful, and all these things that arise. And we just don't even want to look at them. It's like, oh, this is what happens right now. So we're reactive, whether we're trying to get rid of the emotion or drown out the emotion or numb out the emotion or just not paying any attention to it. It is there. And in avoiding, right, repressing it, having an aversion to it, in a way, you're welcoming it more, but not being conscious of it, right? You might live out these states, these mental states of suffering, of heartache and pain and comparison and judgment, and all these things that the mind does by talking to you, right? But if you acknowledge when you've been visited by anger or sadness or frustration or confusion, right, or even excitement and joy, you acknowledge that it's there. It's not permanent, right? It will come and go. And just hold on to it lightly so that it can leave. It can run through your fingers and we don't have to take it so seriously. And why that helps is that even in relationship, when something happens like a disagreement, we can hold it so tightly that we want to be right, that we want to make a point. Even if we are very good people, we're very fair people, we still have this tendency of survival that says, no, I'm going to prove my point. I'm going to make a point. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to be right, and you'll see. And that never helps in relationship. And it also never teaches the other person what you think you're teaching them. I always say that we teach by example. The most powerful thing in the world when there's a disagreement is to give space, right? And not have to fight back or prove anything. Give some space and time and care to the relationship so things can also pass, right? So we're working from the smart part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, that is better at decision making, responding, right, instead of reacting. So we need to give all of this time. Good. So here we are. How are you emotionally? If you can name it, name it. Say, oh, I'm peaceful, I'm relaxed, I'm okay. If you don't know, it's like, I don't know. That's good, but I'm here now. And also want you to become aware of what triggers these emotions. This is very deep work. What's underneath certain things, even those little things that frustrate you about people, right? People that might be smacking their gum or chewing with their mouth open, and we always have to say something, right? Because we're aggravated. I challenge you to question that response in you, that reaction in you. Why is it that other people so easily can get to you and frustrate you when they probably don't mean to, right? This is something that you've created and everything bothers you. But like I also say, if everything bothers you, or if one thing bothers you, it's like we find everything else inhibiting our well-being and our joy. We find dissatisfaction in everything and a problem in everything because our life becomes what we practice. So I want you to become awake in yourself and say, wow, this is happening. This bothers me. Noise bothers me. But how long do I let it bother me? Or can I have a different relationship to the things that occur, to know that things usually have nothing to do with me? Even what people say to you that might be hurtful to you, whether it's a judgment or a joke, or you feel people are at you, maybe they could be, but usually I have found that people don't mean harm, and they are speaking about themselves. They might be in pain. The moment you start to understand more and have compassion, because you are a mirror unto other people and their own sufferings and their insecurities, and you go, oh, I understand, you'll have less trouble within yourself, less things that you feel you need to defend or protect. Right? No matter what the situation, someone's making fun of you or commenting on you, right? We tend to, again, protect ourselves, right? Or attack, right? This is the old part of the brain, the amygdala in place, guy saying, I'm going to, save myself. I'm going to protect myself from harm. And we don't need to, right? So just understanding as human beings, we're doing the best we can. We're raised a certain way, right? When you come into relationship with people, it's like different whole humans brought up a whole different way, a whole system of different rules. And you come together to be in harmony, and there might be challenges, right? So creating harmony is so beautiful, because then you can truly cultivate a relationship, a wellness between you. Good. So I got caught up in talking a lot. I hope this makes sense. I want you to be more in touch with yourself, your emotional state, right? So that you can have a good relationship to your emotions, know that they come and go. So you can manage your emotions so that you're not always triggered or upset and going down a rabbit hole of emotions where you become paralyzed and unable to progress in your life. And just easing up on yourself, just letting it go sometimes. Stop searching and seeking, just being. And that's what I'm going to encourage. And I can say all these things because I've experienced them as well. I've been very curious about my suffering and about my own liberation, my freedom of not being attached to things, right? Not needing things to be the way I want them to be, not always identifying with certain things or judging myself, right? Just relaxing. So a lot of this comes from our culture, our upbringing, what's instilled in us as we grow up, and there's a lot of pressure on us. So I invite you to let go and relax, to tap into your breath, to notice your emotions. If there's anything visiting you, notice how an emotion feels in your body and watch it dissipate and leave. So you can do naming. It's an exercise where you name emotions that visit you, right? Even if you don't know what it is, you can give it a name. You can, if you think it's anger, you call it anger. You can call it out 3 times to yourself and then let it go. These are different exercises you can do for present moment awareness and self-awareness. Let's do our sit together with all this knowledge now and use your breath for present moment experience over and over again. And if the breath becomes hard to focus on or unpleasant, you can just transfer the awareness to sounds, right? Sounds around you, and notice how that feeling is. Just being here, right now. And when the mind wanders, come right back. Let me ring the bell to start our practice together. I invite you to close your eyes if it's comfortable. If not, find a soft gaze beneath you on the floor and just look at one spot so you're not distracted. And start your breathing. Explore your breath. There's many options. Or maybe just observe your natural breathing pattern. And do nothing. I promise it's working. You don't have to seek more answers. You don't have to do anything more. You are successful enough. You are brilliant enough. This is the work you might need more of, to just be. And as you're here, your mind might drift off into past or future thinking. It might start to tell a story. It might be judgmental of yourself or of me. It might get bored, right? An emotional reaction, a judgment. And you just say, it's okay. Coming right back to my breathing. Right back to the present moment. And you can name the emotion if you know what it is, just to give it some acknowledgement, to make friends with it, and then let it go. So sit in silence and stillness the best that you can. If you need to make any sudden movements, like you have an itch that you feel like you need to scratch, do so differently, meaning move slowly. Don't rush. So break the pattern of just automatic responding, automatic pilot. Break that pattern by slowly scratching that itch. Pause before needing to scratch it, and then slowly, as I'm going to scratch near my eye, you move slowly and then itch the area and come back. Put your hand back down. It's just an example. Notice your jaw and your face. Notice if you're tensing your jaw, your nose, your forehead. Are you biting down? Can you relax your face, your mask area? Can you relax your tongue as it sits behind the front teeth? Can you listen to the sound of your breathing as you inhale in and breathe out? Notice your shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, noticing your spine. Really grounding yourself, noticing your feet on the floor, or if you're seated cross-legged, noticing your backside sitting down, maybe the sensations in your feet. just being curious and open to what might show up for you. And it's different for everyone. And if it's a thought, you might notice that it's the same thought you've had over and over and over again for years. For years, we can have the same thought, the same things that pop into our mind. It's like stuck there. If it's stuck there, of course, it can be very frustrating. Can we let that story or those sentences go? Can we work on trusting a bit more? Trusting this present moment. Trusting each step we take towards healing and betterment and just doing life. Can you walk in a way that doesn't harm others, that does not harm yourself? These are very big topics, but they're simple. Keep looking within and exploring and noticing anything that arises for you. And then keep bringing yourself to the present moment. Notice how it feels if you bring a smile to your face, if it changes anything. These are very subtle things, but they make a world of difference. Once you take that first step into peace and joy, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding, it feels so good, it feels so right, that there's no turning back. That has been my experience. So as you unfold, as you let go of past, if you calm yourself down from the anxiety of future and you bring yourself to present, this is your present. This is your gift in the moment. Even if the circumstances are not perfect or ideal or how you want them to be. This is where we learn and grow. This is your power. Again, adjust your posture. Use your breath or sounds around you and just be here. We're almost done. I will ring the bell to indicate the end of our meditation together. But take your time listening to the bell before you open your eyes. Listen to the bell from beginning to end. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. How was that? So it is always a pleasure to do these meditations for you and with you. If you have any questions for me about mindfulness meditation, moving meditation like yoga, please feel free to contact me. I do work on one-on-ones. So I work together with you to cultivate a specific program for you so you can implement mindfulness meditation practices into your everyday life, right? And we can work together in that way, very specialized. I'm also in the process of creating a course. So if you get on my email list on my website, I can keep you posted on all the offerings I'm giving out. My webpage with more of my information is mindfulwellnessguide.com. And you can add your email and I will put you on that email list. Again, it's such a pleasure. Please take good care of yourself. Keep looking inward. Please keep being good to yourself and loving yourself. And I will see you next time. I send you a big kiss. Bye-bye.